that before getting on the factory team, I've worked with athletes and am currently working with athletes in that position where you're like, I'm the one who just doesn't have everything, like that person on the team, like you're the have-nots kind of thing. There's the have
Right.
and the have-nots, and you were in that position before you were in the haves in the factory. Like, how did you handle that?
I was always resourceful. I utilized the resources that I had um, in the best way I could, and didn't try to worry too much about what I didn't have.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I was racing cross country, I was my own worst enemy, and it took me a really long time to figure out how to separate what, like, for example, like Matt's dad had a bike shop. My dad doesn't have a bike shop. Like, I have to drive 45 minutes to a bike shop, and I'm not getting stuff at cost, and I'm paying out of pocket for this. So it's like, that's the have and have not sort of scene. Like, I'm just using you as an example. I like, this is nothing to do with our friendship or anything, but like, that's where people get into this trap of like, well, I don't have this, but what do you have? You have a functioning bicycle, you have trails to ride on. Do you have good organization? Can you learn how to work on your own equipment so you don't have to rely on anybody else? You can start using bits and pieces of things that that maybe somebody else doesn't have, and utilize skills and mindset skills that somebody else might not have, that you can overcome these things and become an even better athlete than somebody who has all the stuff.
Yeah.
Or, and you can't compare. It's apples and oranges. We're all different human beings and organisms, and we all operate on different levels and stuff. So you just got to figure out what works best for you. And people in social media nowadays, and even sometimes I get wrapped up in it, but like, people start looking at this guy, oh my God, he's going so fast here, and he looks so fast in his video, and he's doing cool tricks and stuff. And then you get down to,
was that my video?
Definitely not your video. But that was funny. But
I have a few stories actually about Seamus's in the have-not position.
Let me finish my thought.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
Let him go on about social media. It's good.
Keep going. Everyone's going to rant about social media.
Well, we can talk about ranting about social media, but it'd be guys like, they're doing cool tricks and blah, blah, blah. But you get them on a racetrack, and somewhere you remove yourself from your home environment, your home trails, or your comfort zone. You put them and you plop them into somewhere else, and you said, okay, here's your 5 tracks you need to learn to race. So it's cool. They can jump, they can look cool on video, but then it's like, where's your racecraft? Do you know how to read a piece of trail? Do you know how to conserve energy on your practice days, so you have energy when you race? Do you think about race tactics and strategy? So I might not be, personally, I'm not the showiest human being on a bicycle. I'm bare bones point A to point B racer, which for great on paper, but for social media is terrible. Like, I've never had a video look fucking good at all. And I look terrible jumping. I look like a fucking condor on a bike. It looks terrible. Like, you could take a video of me riding through a piece of trail, and it's like, well, like, it doesn't even look fast. And I'm like, wow, I was cooking there. And my buddy would be like, nah, do it again. Like, you need to slow it down and like put a little more flair into it to look good. I'm like, oh, all right. So like, it's really hard for me to get into those, to look good on social media. That's a lot of work for me. But maybe for somebody else, a lot of work for them is racing. So the haves and have-nots, it depends on your perspective of what you're going after.